everyone! Today's kind of a rainy, dull day, and I thought what would be a better way but to spend my day doing a DIY project. I love DIY projects. Just a couple of days ago, I came across a video by Graveyard Girl or Bunny, and she was using something called a StylPro brush cleaning system. And when I first saw it, my first thought was like, oh, it kind of looks like a wireless screwdriver, that everybody usually has, like a little one like that you can recharge and stuff. As she proceeded with the video, I realized that the huge advantage of this device was that, yeah, it does clean them in 10 seconds, but it dries them in another 10 seconds, which is very, very important. I wanted it. I looked it up. It's $60. 40 pounds. And then I came across a second video by Alyssa. Her channel is As Told by Alyssa. And she was also reviewing the same product. And she brought up some important points that, it might change the shape of your brushes because it like spins so fast and dries them while they're spinning. And, the centrifugal force is going to make them split out. So I was like, okay, that could be an issue when it comes to like brushes that you need them to stay pointed, because I paint, and it's very important to reshape your brushes after washing them so that they maintain their shape for as long as they can. And then another thing is that I use a toothbrush style brush to put my foundation on, and obviously this device is not going to clean it because the bristles are not in a position that kind of just swirling would clean it. So when I looked up the price tag of $60, I couldn't justify it. I'm not sure if there's any extra shipping or, those, what are they called, customs charges when you order it. Maybe not, but still $60 for a handheld screwdriver kind of a device. I thought we have one. It's one of those, I have no idea what they're called, Drill Master kind of wood carving devices that you get for like $14 in Harbor Freight Tools. And I had purchased it at a sale. They constantly have these sales for like $7 or $8. So I thought, I can use this and I can make my own. So let's see if I can, right? So welcome to my workshop, otherwise known as the living room. We are going to start with the Drill Master carving tool, some table legs, rubber ones, the ones that prevent your chairs from scratching your floors. We are going to use the chair leg to hold our brushes in. That was, I think, the most proprietary thing about this device, where you could just kind of stick your brushes in. And we're going to try and use one of the chair legs and a pool noodle to kind of create those sleeves. In addition, we'll need a cutting board to cut the pool noodle, and then some cutting, drilling, gluing kind of supplies. My little device has the chuck on it, as it's called. It kind of opens up, right? Most of the screwdrivers kind of do that, and then this is where you insert the bit. But I'm going to see if I can actually hold the table leg in here, okay? And for that, I need to make the hole wide enough to kind of go over. So first thing I did was drilled a tiny, tiny hole, used a thin drill. And then I have a wide, much, much wider drill bit, which is approximately same size as the width of the bottom, but is smaller than the screw that screws on top of the bit, because we want the hole to be wide enough that it slides in, but at the same time we want it to be held down by the screw. So I'm going to try and make the hole wider using this drill bit. And if I mess up, I have like two more legs. My son stole one. So So I'm through. Out. See, I'm gonna clean up the inside side with the same drill bit. Usually drills have like this tapered point, And that is usually designed to kind of clean up the edges when you drill a hole. So if you just lightly go over the inner side, it should clean up the kind of debris or burr, as it's called. Just going from this side once. All right. Now let's give this a try. Okay, so the problem I have ended up with is that the bottom of the table leg is thick enough that it actually encompasses the entire this length, you know. It doesn't leave any room for me to kind of screw this in, which is fine as long as it just, you know, doesn't kind of fly away when we start rotating it. Let's try that. All right, let's see. No, it is not flying away. Perfect. Now I have different brushes here. They are of different types and they have various different stem sizes as well. And I'm gonna try and see what I need to do for them to get held in here. So that's when the pool noodle is going to come in picture. Luckily, you can say for me, this just fits in. And this side also just kind of fits in, which is perfect. That means for this brush, I'm just going to need a chunk of the pool noodle. All right. I'm kind of worried for my brush, but it works. All right. Now we are going to use pieces from the noodle and then try and fit these brushes. I'm thinking I should take a piece from here that would fit inside and then make holes in it that would kind of hold these different brushes. So let's do that. Okay, after making quite a bit of mess, I managed to make 3 pieces that kind of fit inside the table leg securely. So these can go in and then, you know, they're pretty tight so they won't like fly out. Then I categorized my brushes into 3 different sizes and I found 3 different drill bits. It has to be slightly smaller than the smallest brush in each group. So I'm gonna drill holes in this and I'll be right back. All right, so I have managed to make holes for the smallest of the brushes to kind of fit easily, and then the large of a group still fits through. But when it came to this one, the problem was that it's so close to the size of this table leg that I wasn't able to kind of cut a hole in a solid piece. So I cut 2 thin slices of the pool noodle and stuck them together using just a duct tape. And so now when I kind of shove this inside, I don't even have to shove it all the way in. And when I shove this in, yeah, it holds it securely. Okay then, we are on to the final step of our DIY, testing. So I got this bowl from a thrift store for $1. You can also get those little fish bowls, which will actually be exactly like what they give you with the StylPro cleaner. But I thought this was a little bit bigger and you know, it would be easier to use it. I'm also going to have a little cup of clear water because I'm kind of a stickler for not having soap left in my brushes. Even though it probably spins most of it out, I would still prefer if my brushes were kind of swirled in clean water. I'm going to use the Aveeno Baby Shampoo as my cleaner. So Alyssa did mention that it's probably not good if the soap foams, and to be honest, I don't know why. The most important thing when it comes to brushes is the ferrule. Most of the times, any brushes, even painting brushes, they are clamped down in the ferrule. They're kind of glued and clamped down. So you usually don't want to get any water into the ferrule. That would kind of dissolve the glue and get, your bristles might start falling out. So that's why it's never advised to dry your brushes like vertically. If you want to dry them and they're dripping wet, they better be facing down. This is a blush brush that I recently used. So it's in. You know what? Give it a try. Ready? Here we go. Whee! Okay, they say that you kind of dip your brush in. They recommend 10 seconds. I'm not gonna do that. Kind of swirl. I see that the water is starting to get dirty. Ah! Now I'm going to swirl it outside so that it kind of gets rid of most of the water, most of the soapy water. Let's go into clear water. Ready? Not bad. Okay. Swirl it. Does it look cleaner to you guys? I don't know. Try it now. So 10, 1, 2. It's dry. It's almost dry. And these are synthetic bristles, of course, so I don't have any natural bristle brushes, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. Now let's try a flat, what's called shader. It's a Lottie London brush that I got in one of my Ipsy bags. I used it for an eyeshadow. I'm gonna kind of swoosh it in water. And then now we need to switch this. Okay, let's give that a try. Ready? Let's go. This is making a lot more mess. Okay, let's do it outside. That's why it was spraying more water. Okay. So when the brushes are kind of narrow, it seems to like be wobbly. Wobble, 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 wobble. Into the clean water. And now let's go to dry. Cool. Let's try the next brush. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 10, 1, 2. See how it's like splaying out the brush? It's really not good for the brush. Clean water. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 10. It's dry. It is dry. Still a little wet, but it's better than what it would have been, you know? Let's try some odd shaped brushes. It's like a flat or blending brush. Brush. Clean, but it is splayed out. It did get reshaped. This is a Morphe MB27. Let's do this. No, it hasn't splayed out. It is not dry. So it does kind of push the water out using the centrifugal force, but since these brushes are not splaying out, which actually I'm happy about, since they're not splaying out, they're not drying. Now let's do a final brush. It is a pointy kind of brush for like the under eye. I usually use it to like brush off my bake. Not really, I don't do bake, but I kind of use it to like apply my banana setting powder under my eyes. So So just a trick that if you ever want to reshape your brushes, take a paper towel and wet the brush and wrap the paper towel and kind of reshape the brush in the shape that you want and like kind of tight, wrap the paper towel tight and then just leave it out. The paper towel will allow it to dry and it will kind of reshape the brush when the brush is dry. It's dry. So it seems to work better with when the bristles are kind of long and are able to splay out. Oh, I forgot to do the most important brush. This one I have owned the longest and dip, dip, dip. It's clean. It's almost dry. Yay. This is cool. This is cool. The DIY version works. Sleeves are a little hard to create, but am I going to kind of spend $60 on that? No, because I can't justify it. Maybe I need to come up with a better solution for these little sleeves. For the giant brushes, it works out really well. So yeah, if you have any of these sitting around, you can make your own. If you have any of those handheld screwdrivers, it should work with that too. You just need a table leg and a glue noodle. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY. I hope you guys give it a try. And thanks again for watching. Bye.